assessments will drastically impact many homeowners with modest incomes. Do you have any specific recommendations as to what line items in the city budget can be reduced to offset the increases caused by the reval?
Yes, I said in the beginning, transfer the library, $4 million savings, put it in the county library system. That's one. If you get rid of the automobiles, when they reach their warranty, should be turned back. Well, you get a new car, keep it under the warranty, let the dealer fix it, instead of giving $3 million, $4 million over to city service over here to fix it. Follow the state capital on the budget. Put the hiring freeze. I told you all the ways to do it. I think it was unconscionable for the city to put 9 cents on the $100 to begin with before the reval. Then they come in and reval our property at the time when the property's the highest. And right after they 400% higher our assessments and double our taxes, the values are down real low now. So we're paying for something that doesn't have the value that they say. I believe that we should, council should pass a law dropping the assessments a flat out 50%, because it was done. It was done for Borgata, $1.2 billion it was billed for. A year later, the city tax assessor brought it down to $781 million. Captain Starnes, just because somebody wanted to put something there, they brought it down from $14 million. The assessor, city assessor under the prior administration, brought it down to $7 million. They keep giving these assessments and all these plans for everybody else. What about us? And I want to see the money. 5 new towers, $30 million a year coming into the city's coffers, and our taxes go up for the 30th straight year in a row? So people in public office never brought the taxes down. The taxes should be brought down, and I would want to see the budget and use the auditors, and I would take their recommendations. They make recommendations, the city never implements the recommendation. Next year's audit says this recommendation was made in 04. It was not implemented. The next year, 05, wasn't implemented. That's how you get the budget down and you stop the spending.
Thank you, Joseph. Mr. Langford?
According to my predecessor, former Mayor Jim Whalen, he said that when he left office, there were approximately 2,000 city employees. 4 years later, when I left the mayor's office, there were fewer than 1,600 employees. I think I have demonstrated that I have the fiscal prudence, that I can be austere when it needs to happen, and certainly we need to give some consideration to reducing the number of vehicles in the city's fleet, and at the same time, with the ones that we have and the ones that we replace, we need to make sure that we purchase vehicles that are less expensive and certainly give us a bigger bang for the buck in terms of gas mileage.
Thank you. John?
Then that means you agree with the hybrids that we should be purchasing.
I agree.
Thank you very much. But also, if you look, we have a proposal, or rather I have a proposal, it's called the Flexible Employment Opportunity Program. And what that does is, what we do now is we hire people, let's say, and these are just figures, we hire people, let's say, at $7 an hour. By the time they retire, with benefits and everything, let's say they're around $20 to $22 an hour. My proposal is that we break that chain and we don't continue to bloat government. That we break that chain by putting in a database and utilizing our senior citizens and our youth to fill in with the non-essential personnel. That we then bring them on board to fill in. You have guys there that are probably making $15 or $17 an hour to deliver mail around the city hall. When you can have our senior citizen, because we're retired or because you're retired doesn't mean that you don't have other activities that you would like to do. So these individuals can call in and say, listen, I want to work on Monday or Tuesday. You know, you pay them a little bit. They're able to work. They have a little extra money, and it benefits everybody, and it doesn't bloat the city payroll.
Thank you, John. Joseph?
Yes. Well, I think sports betting should come to Atlantic City, and I think if it does, Atlantic City should get a cut of that money. And I'm not really totally adverse to a wage tax. And I was the idea man on the 5-year phase-in plan that was on the state books. I do advocate the trust fund. I'm not for the sale of Bader Field, for the lease of Bader Field. Just like Battery Park in New York City, just like Neustadt, Goldberg, Bradway, all the names that we locals are familiar with, they never sold their property. They get millions and millions of dollars a year, and they still own their own property. It's called Caesars, underneath, there's many ways to save money. And I think the city should get a cut of the casino money. We need new CRETA legislation. It's over. Last year, CRETA's legislation now for revenue sharing is over. It's 50% to the north and 50% to the south. Not the reinvestment money, the money that's going to
Thank you.
come.